nonetheless, solid start. Get the economy rolling. That's exactly what you want. But a quick B hit coming in from Fnatic. A few pistols to speak of and a Mac 10 to lead the charge. He will go down. Brolin gets a quick trade, but Yugi here at the back end with that AK from the last round. Feeling confident. Able to retain the man advantage for Complexity. The bomb goes down. Certainly going to be happy with this on the Fnatic side. Any more for any more, though, is the next question. Config so very blind. Actually survives way longer, but Jacquinho, that is a key headshot. Might just have swayed the round in their favor. They know where these remaining two players are coming from. Jacquinho with another clean headshot onto Blame F this time, leaving Rush to clutch things up against 3. And I don't think he fancies his chances, Wolfie.
Economy just not there to make this viable. He'll look for the exits if he's given them, scoped in towards that bomb train. Might be able to deal with Jacquinho, and indeed he will, but he's going to be pressured by 2 as a result. More, not risking anything, but not spending too much money either. And here we go. First real buy. Half coming in for Complexity. Yugi on that AWP. There are sacrifices, and Golden quickly out of drop, almost able to find the punish. Rush does very well to bail Config on that UMP out of the situation and actually find themselves a man up. It looked like Golden was going to get a gift of an entry there, but instead, Jacquinho trying to make his way out of main. A low HP Config behind the E-box, the first port of call. As Fnatic, it looked like they wanted to set up for a fast A-take, but they get slowed down a little bit by this aggression. Rush with another critical headshot. JW goes down. Might even be able to salvage himself the AK-47 as this XX starts to come through.
Roland, so very blind, pushing forward. Config hears all of this. Well-timed peek to find one and bailed out by Yugi for the second. Oh my goodness. Fnatic are going to be so annoyed at this round. A lot of opportunities to pick up some early frags, some mid-round frags. They just seem to escape, just slipping through their fingers. A little unfortunate. And it means Crims will be the only one left. If he can take anyone down with him here, certainly not a bad result. The money's still very, very weak for Complexity, whereas it's perfectly fine for the T side, so... Certainly would be a fan of him getting aggressive, maybe pushing his way in, but instead he's opting to sit around and keep a hold of this M4 for now. Unsure whether they're looking to hunt him or not, but Complexity, yeah, really not taking any chances. They want to keep all these weapons up, and that's wise.
And it's a really solid start for Complexity. 3 rounds on the board. Making the most of it, not getting too overwhelmed by that previous round going against them. The lead once again restored, and as you said, all 5 rifles building that CT economy. We talk about it pretty much constantly, how difficult it can be to keep that CT side economy going, how hard it can be to pull out the AWPs as frequently as you'd like, and especially on a map like Train, that is absolutely critical. So doing well to keep hold of all 5. 2 AK-47 saves to give the one-tap headshot potential as we head into round number 6. Fnatic, they've tried to slow round a few times. Looking like they might want to up the pace a little bit here as they start to take some early control of the brown halls and put that pressure onto Yugi, peeking in and dealt with by Crims. Beautiful headshot to open things up. And now Complexity in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, the first time in a short while, to be fair, that it feels like Fnatic have found themselves an early advantage. What do they do with it is the next question. Crims, oh, this is a great spot. So many players around the corner. He is about to meet the metal of that Complexity side, though. A well-placed flashbang here could end his days. I think he's still sticking around down there. It may well have just gone up the ladder, I think. I believe so. So he gets out of there safely. Just in the nick of time. Complexity not able to find an answer back. JKS as well also getting tagged up. Certainly not ideal right now. Complexity are worse for wear. 45 seconds left. Fnatic with a solid advantage to work with. Rush's position could be everything if he plays his cards right. Manages to find one. Looking for more. Great return flash, but Brolin is not blind. The trade is clean. And it retains the man advantage for Fnatic.
Buying time for them as well. 2 players over on this A-bomb site as the bomb's still lurking in the brown halls. JKS going to be put under pressure to come up with the huge clutch rotation. Looking like it might just be timed perfectly for Config, but it's going to be all on JKS. The bomb does make its way across. He manages to find the first pick. He needs more from this as Config actually manages to take out the flank and give Complexity the man advantage for a first time in a long time. JW low HP will go down.
It was not closer to him. It does a bit more damage, but no one going down as yet. Minute and 5 thereabouts left on the clock. I would imagine this attack towards B will come soon. But it does seem Complexity are somewhat ready for it. Players ready to rotate across, one even ready to flank. So Fnatic certainly posturing here, but looking kind of nervous, kind of scared. What's the game plan? They're going to send one man in to begin with. I like this. Crim's going by himself, and then he's joined by the cavalry as he gains ground, and maybe he's been given a bit too much ground. Down goes JKS. BlameF on the backside, able to rotate in and find a couple, though, and his position is absolutely deadly. Could snatch this round away.
Golden low on HP on this bomb site as well. Ball Flash kind of gives the game away, but with Rush picking off Jaquinho, there's really very little Golden to do. Trying to play around the bomb train, but it's not going to happen. JW taken out.
You say into the 3-on-3, right? That's immediately obvious, but the movement of the bomb across from B ramp towards default, just absolutely wacky. Crims, though, is not giving me any time to talk about it, because he's just rushing straight into B. They're changing things up here. They've won their first round. You expect them to chill and breathe that sigh of relief, but no. First frag comes in, B control secured like that, and I think the round comes with it, because the rest of Complexity looking to save. So Fnatic, with a speedier one, find a lot of success. Just the one kill needed.
Yeah, Crim's just flying out of upper, catches JKS completely off guard, right? HE in hand, nothing he can really do in that situation. It's a nice timing. Fnatic, they've been feeling out that B bomb site for a few rounds now, starting to see if they can work their way through it, and they've worked out that JKS is solo.
They decide to go for the save. So I really do respect that decision making, in all honesty. It just kind of depends on whether it pays off or not. Great flash. Oh, into towards A main. Brolin, I think he could have stolen away with 2. JW as well, playing things very, very safe, not going for the swing to trade. Might just cost them. Thankfully, BlameF is able to readjust and finds a big double in Pop Dog. That's going to make all the difference. 4-on-2. Simple stuff from BlameF, but certainly done enough to secure the 8th. Surely at this point.
Big individual play stepping up. We spoke about it, and Blame's actually going to get himself the quad as well. Rush with the final frag just to clean the picture, but Complexity really all on Blame there. Huge round from him. Big spray down to make it happen, and Complexity start to regain that lead, start to build themselves back into things. It's not going to get any easier. Fnatic, couple of rounds on the board. T-side economy as it is are going to be looking at a pretty strong full buy regardless. Crims, interestingly, picking up the creep. Going to take some more of those ranged engagements. Still, that double holds firm. Still good utility for the CT side. Roller can try and make his way out fast. Got Olaf control, knife out straight through the flashbangs, but Rush is there, backing up BlameF, who was behind the smoke to get the early pick. And again, Fnatic looked like they had an early plan. Send the man into Olaf, try and get that map control away. But Complexity have countered it perfectly.
Yeah, I think last time they get caught off by it, but this time not so much. That is a narrow miss from Yugi. Really didn't give himself a lot of room to miss, to be honest. So, somewhat strange to me that he does. But all the same, he has. Gods of Counter-Strike looking down on Fnatic for just a second there. See whether they're able to use this and pull the round back from this 5-on-4. Crimson Config playing in and around each other. Oh my goodness. One slightly too wide peek from Config and he is a goner. Rush going to take down Golden. Crim's trying. He's in such a good spot, but no one is giving him anything to work with. Another kill comes in from Rush, and sure, he finally goes down after 3 frags in this round, but perhaps too little too late. They're all set up and ready for Crims to come in. He's on this creep, trying to take names, trying to take heads. He needs some assistance here, and he's completely out-positioned. Yugi! Oh, Crims! Crims, turn around, one of you! Someone! Surely here's the scope. That gives it away. We'll take him down, but BlameF had gotten into position for the trade. Oh, he wasn't fast enough on it. It could have had such a dire effect, but I don't think... In the end, Crims will be the playmaker. It has to be JW.
Roman, big clutch, manages to find the initial pick. JKS goes down, and now the 1v1 ensues. BlameF has a little bit of utility. He's not really sure where this AWP is. JW falling back, making noise like he's gone for the long rotation. He'll hold towards connector. Starts to swing his peak wide. Blame, that Molotov could be critical. It's catching JW. He'll hear that. He's got the sound cues. JW into the Molotov again as Blame. He's got to time this. The Molly's gone and he's trying to take the fight, but it's JW.
Difference that he goes down to Crims as well. So we'll see whether they can recover things back. Rush getting aggressive. 21st frag of the half, by the way. Misses that shot. Oh, and Jacquinho going to open up onto both. Such a shame. Blame Effie gets the dink, but does not find the frag. A 4-on-3 ensues, and Fnatic once again have control.
Health in favor of Complexity, however, and Config just feeling it. Goes wide on the swing, manages to take out the dinked Jacquinho, bringing things back to level pegging, but Brolin's actually opened things up straight out of A main. He's managed to find a pick onto Config, and now the CT side really left scrambling. Yugi and JKS, they're trying to work out what on earth is going on, but with just 2 players left, so little information to work with. You can see JKS trying to peek down into the B bomb site, then playing around connector, trying to give himself any kind of info onto what on earth is going on, because Brolin is playing this slowly, cautiously, and so intelligently. He's giving absolutely nothing up as he tries to feel out where these remaining players in. Nades go out. Yugi should be able to spot those, maybe get some kind of info as he hears the footsteps potentially sneaking their way up Ivy. Now the smoke locks him out of this, and that A bomb site is going to be ripe for the taking. Fnatic, they don't know it yet, but there's no CT presence here as Yugi is going to desperately rotate. Old bomb won't be good enough. Bomb going to go down. And the 3v2 retake, yes, they've got the util. Yugi manages to spot a man out, but it feels like they need a very early pick to make this viable.
Yeah, I think the move to safe has to come in, but Yugi feels he's in the lion's den and he can't leave just yet. Timing going to be absolutely everything. Golden is just around the corner, and the freest frag of the game so far goes to the in-game leader for Fnatic. JKS, meanwhile, will look to back away. So yeah, makes
holding in towards A main. Fnatic just fanning out initially. JW's taken a good lick of damage, but on the AWP won't be too concerned. And they're just waiting out any opening aggression from the CT side here, making sure that nothing's going to catch them off guard before they plan into what can be a full execute. There's no financial concerns in this last round of the half. They can throw the kitchen sink at it, as it were. So no need to spare on the nades whatsoever. And full exec as they do look to loop around over towards this B-bomb site and once again try and pile that pressure onto JKS, who this time has only got a FAMAS pop flash out for Jacquinho. JW holds for the push connector, and it's going to be JKS, top of the grey train. Nothing he can do as Jacquinho takes him out. And of course, Complexity, they've got to give this retake a go. Last round of the half, there's no point in saving, but it's not going to be an easy one at all.
Massive chunks taken out of Fnatic early on. It's such a shame that JKS is by himself, can't get a lot done. Well, can't get anything done. But we'll see. Still a chance here. These Deagles, oh my goodness, could eat through these Fnatic players for sure. JW does well to find Config. Yugi down oil, trying to find some trades, but not before he loses all of his teammates. Elements, both in terms of how the team's going to function as a 5, and then the fact that I think Fnatic are maybe like, they left train open? You know, so certainly a bit of adaptation, on the fly adaptation to be done from Fnatic, but they do it very, very well. I'm very impressed, and I'm looking forward to this CT half from them. Jacquinho, a nice couple of rounds in places, right? Not the most explosive opening game from him, but certainly not a super weak showing either. He's ahead of his in-game leader. That's kind of what you'd expect, particularly from a team like Fnatic and the way that Golden leads. So looking good in that sense. And now maybe that we're on the CT side, we'll get to see that double up setup that we're really, 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 really hoping to see. And maybe there he can impress a bit more.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see if he gets his chance on that secondary AWP. But I think he was solid where he was asked to be, right? Fnatic, they started slow. He had a few opportunities. He hit his shots. There was the odd one that looked awkward, but he does well pretty much across the board. When he's asked to trade, he does so efficiently. And from there, well, he builds himself a solid little repertoire to start things off. But now heading onto that CT side, I think this is where we need to see him playing to his own strengths. I think seeing him on that secondary AWP would be fantastic. But more than that, he can't be isolated by Complexity. He can't allow himself to be the weakness in the armor of this CT side. As Fnatic, interestingly enough, going to look to get aggressive early on. Rush pinned back and dealt with by Crims. The two-man peak working out absolutely perfectly. Config has a PP50 explicitly to deal with this, but he can't quite connect. Golden, the second man, will swing. Config will go down, and oh no, Brolin, this could be everything. The bomb has been left in spawn. He spots Blame F grabbing it. He finds a couple of tags. If he deals with Blame, this is all over. He's found the frag, and that is the bomb at his feet. The CT side will start to scramble for it. He'll even use the utility of Blame against him to smoke Yugi off of this angle. And for Complexity, it has absolutely fallen apart.
That's kind of rough to watch, isn't it? That is so hard for them to deal with, I'm sure, in a mental capacity. Config not having a great game. They put him on the raid boss. Can't get anything done. They read it strategically. Perfect. But in terms of the execution, just not there. Yugi, the only one left now. He's managed to find one, but that... Yeah, I think there was potential for it, but not actualized. And he'll be a little... frustrated. I think every lost round right now for Complexity after their super strong 7-2 start just keeps hammering those nails into the coffin of Train at the very least. It does not feel good. First rifle round though on this T side for Complexity. Let's see what they've got. I mentioned this. Strong CT sides are certainly possible when you've got individuals popping off like Rush. But it's your T side that really decides the strength of your Train, I think. At the very least, having the foundation of one. Yugi, of course, on the backside, manages to find himself an opening frag over towards Ivy. So, a decent start for Complexity. No damage received, hardly any utility utilized to allow that to happen. So, it's a nice, clean, easy frag. See what they decide to do with it.
They've split the CT defense, at least for now. Golden calls in the rotation, and it will be Crims on that recovered AWP to join him. We've seen Complexity try this B-bomb site a few times with the Deagles. They've had good success with the bait and switch, but with Crims to back Golden up, that's going to be a lot more complicated. Nice pick early from the AWPer. Golden going to be put under pressure, down on just 2 HP, however, and he's got to drop into this lower bomb site. Does fantastically well to get one before he's traded down, and 3-on-3, the bomber's got to transition, and with Brolin in the backstab, it's all on Config. 1v2, bomb dropped on the site. And he's got no information as to Jaquinho's position. The slow rotation will start to come in. Brolin will look to reposition in towards upper as Config just going to try and tap that bomb. Trying to make any kind of a peek out. Spots the man upper, but can't quite connect.
So many rounds out of the past 15 or so. Brolin once again opening up. But yeah, taking a look at it, what we'd have of the past 10, they've won 9. So really looking good for Fnatic right now. And I think Complexity are very worried. They've just taken a timeout and they've already lost a player. So yeah, dire straits right now for this T side.
We haven't even seen the double AWP yet. They've been happy to stick around on the rifles. It is not a pretty picture. Nice pop flash. JW going to be forced off his angle, but still connects the first. Is at least traded. And 3-on-3. Jaquinho, that timing is huge. Yugi just caught looking completely the wrong way. And again, Complexity, limited health to work with, limited utility to try and find this round. A bomb plant at the very least would be great, and it will be given away to Rush. Fnatic not looking to contest too strongly. Pop flash out and very nearly catches the timing. JKS will deal with Golden, so 2-on-2. Let's see what the youngster's got. Jaquinho going to be pop flashed off his initial peak. That allows the low HP Rush to start his rotation, get aggressive on oil, try and take the fight to the CT side. But Crims, he has looked stellar on this CT half, and Jaquinho will take advantage of the health. Fnatic will have their 12th, and as you said, Complexity just not really starting on their T side at the moment. Fnatic are making it look all too easy on these retakes.
I think that's honestly what's making the biggest difference, actually, is indeed the retakes. Complexity have not done a terrible job of getting the bombs down. In their stronger rifle buys, they've actually managed to do that, right? Round 3 and round 5 of the second half. they get the bomb plants in, and they come close in some of the others, right? So certainly doesn't seem to be the issue breaking into the bomb sites and whatnot. I think Fnatic are just there with the stronger retakes, always having a bit of a man advantage, or still with some solid utility to soften them up going into said retake. And Complexity never really getting control of these rounds. It doesn't feel like they're in a you know, 70-30 winnable situation in any of these rounds. So we'll see whether that changes, obviously, with the bomb plant and whatnot. Super strong buy, all things considered. No AWP, but I honestly am a bigger fan of this, right? Fake out towards A and just bursting in towards B. Golden, got to be careful. Config, ooh, sprinting forwards with the bomb, covered by Rush. Thank God they find those kills, because that bomb down at Sidewalk would have been absolutely terrible. He will fall. Oh, Brolin finding Rush as well. Jacquinho pushing forwards. Once again, it's all fallen apart out of nowhere. A 3-on-2 recovered back for the CT side. A key frag for JKS to find, but it's still a very doable situation for Fnatic.
They need this pick for Blame F. They need to try and isolate Brolin. That bomb down in the middle of sight is going to cause so many issues moving forward. Still 40 seconds left on the clock as Blame will start to try and clear these corners. Spots out Brolin but can't find the shot. And it's all on to JKS. He doesn't know where either of these players really are. He spots out and deals with Jacquinho. Good damage, however, and Brolin does have a HE to try and deal with this. Tapping away. He will be brought down, but the HE will dunk the connection.
The extremities, the players coming in from other angles, were able to take down the weaker Complexity members, and I think they were tunneling quite heavily on Blame's position and perhaps joining him, trying to help him out. And it ends up costing them. So, really not looking good. They might just tap out in this second half a little prematurely with only, what, the one round? Not even. Yeah, it's been a flawless half so far from Fnatic, and things are not looking any better for Complexity. The buy, not ideal, weak weaponry. They're going to give it their best shot. Jacquinho here on the AWP. We get to see him land his first shot with it. Beautifully done as well onto Rush to take him down, able to drop back. And that's the perfect opener for Fnatic.
Took them a while to bring it out, but we do finally get to see that double AWP setup we were so excited about. I'll tell you what, we didn't even need it to get into this situation. It's been a fantastic half, a bit of a show match for Fnatic, really. Clearly done a lot of work on their train and got it into a good position. Now spamming through. Yugi takes a little lick of damage. That'll give away a little more information to this CT side as the Ivy push looks to come through. It's all a distraction, and Yugi making it a little bit more with that pick on to JW. Roland does have them in the pincer, but as he's traded 1-for-1, that bomb is actually going to loop all the way back and right into the drop. This CT side, it looked like a free plant over towards B. Instead, they'll loop back around. It will be that A bomb site. Jacquinho will take out JKS, though. And again, it's falling apart. Brolin with the pick onto Blame F, and Config in the impossible situation. Crim's even going to bring the 1D out just to finish the job. 15-8. And again, you're looking at the situation. You're thinking, this looks perfect. They're dragging the CT rotations through. They've got the bomb going out upper onto that B bomb site. And then they reroute right into the mouth of the beast and give Fnatic the chance to take those straight 1v1s.
I think they just kind of, every time, celebrate a bit too early, maybe. And you know, they're in the lead. There's one hurdle left, and they just faceplant once they try and get over that final hurdle. So it really does seem to be the case, unfortunately, for them. And now 7 perfect rounds in a row required, to be fair. And that is a tall ask for any caliber of team right now on any map, no matter how comfortable. Blame F, unfortunately, does not spot JW. Rush will find the trade back. Who else? But he's quickly dealt with. Brolin as well. In with the double, continuing to push forwards. And he's absolutely unstoppable. Config on 14 HP. Surely not going to happen. Might drop 1 or 2, but beyond that, I do not see the 1-on-4 happening for him. Galil, no HP.